The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. So here comes the Raiders offense now onto the field. And they're led out by their mobile quarterback out of West Virginia. It's Geno Smith.
I still remember back in 2013 when he was drafted out of West Virginia. He was coming off of back-to-back 4,000-yard seasons for the Mountaineers. Hadn't seen as much game time in recent years, but at one point, a capable starter in the NFL.
A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. The numbers for him from a week ago: 16 carries, 62 yards, and a touchdown.
You know he's proud of his standing as the league's number 3 rusher, and those linemen in front of him, they're just as proud, but they all have the same goal in mind. Get him to number 1 in the league and celebrate a rushing title at the end of the year. That starts with a good game here.
He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider first.
One of my old teammates called me the other day when he was watching the game. He's like, man, trying to watch an NFL game and trying to account for their passing game? That's difficult. And just when you think you get everything covered, here comes a back out of the backfield. And in this case, he picks up a first down.
Quick hitter here. It's complete.
Well, this defense for the Commanders, they were very good in the win over Dallas a week ago.
And what keyed their victory? The pass rush. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks, and plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well. Hard to throw the ball downfield when all you're seeing is opposing jerseys come at you.
4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a third and about 4 more for a first. Throwing now is Geno.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. Look at the big fella go. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Brock Bowers,
his 6th touchdown of the season.
And the Raiders are on the board first here this afternoon.
And what a weapon he is at the tight end spot, because when they throw him the football downfield, they count on him getting additional yardage almost every time. And that's exactly what he did there. Caught that, ran with it, all the way to the end zone.
Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. He hasn't missed an extra point all season, and he won't miss this one either, and it's 7-0. The drive summary that time, 5 plays.
And it ends with a Las Vegas touchdown. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. So here are the Commanders making their way out.
And they will be led out by a man in his sophomore campaign as the quarterback.
And he ought to have a lot of pep in his step after last week's performance, because he did exactly as you want him to play if you're a coach. 3 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions, which usually means you're making a lot of right decisions out there.
And got him the win.
And this defense able to plug him up there as he'll get a yard to the 35. Now 2nd and 9. Throwing now is Daniels. Man open, that's Deebo Samuel.
And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. It'll go as a pickup of 14 and a Washington first down. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
And this will be taken across midfield and into Raider territory.
And they'll come up 2nd and 7. Daniels looking to throw. That's out wide here for Robinson.
And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Now Daniels.
And down he goes, brought down a Raider sack. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up second down.
And that's their first sack of this game, but how about last week? 6 sacks, great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They are really working in sync right now.
He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is third down.
Working out of the gun, Daniels.
Throw left side, complete. That's Robinson. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. They'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that's going to bring up a fourth down.
To me, this is a case of if you're not getting the ball, you've got to do your job and block for the guy who is, because there really wasn't much there. And, boy, the defense took advantage with that loss.
And the defense, they were just locked in there on third. They had more guys than they could block.
So both teams come away with points on their opening drives. Now they still trail. They answered the touchdown with a field goal, but at least able to break that goose egg here early.
And that is what's important, right? Because they didn't let that initial touchdown go unanswered. Took the ball themselves, moved it downfield, and put it through the post for 3 points. Game on.
The Raiders offense led by their running back headed out for the second possession. And he's run the ball well to this point in the season, right there in the mix for NFL leaders in rushing. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. 4-4 their record through 8 games on the season. Would you say that this team has overperformed, underperformed, or are they kind of right where you thought that they would be?
Do you mind if I say yes, yes, and yes? Because ultimately to me, 4-4 is about where they should be, because we've seen weeks where they've been really, really good. They've looked terrific. Other weeks where we've wondered just how good is this team. They want to be consistent in their play, not consistently inconsistent, which is what they've been thus far.
Smith.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
And that's good for a gain of 6, and it's second down. Now Geno. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play, and that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
Now Smith. Eluding the pressure right. Turns out to be a great idea to tuck that one. Good for 24 yards.
He's a talented runner, and that means he's always looking for bigger and bigger gains when he takes off. Certainly found some bonus yards there beyond the first down marker, and this early drive will continue with that extra jolt from his legs.
Throwing is Smith.
He finds his rookie wideout from Tennessee.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helped to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Now it's Smith.
The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
Well, the great coach has said football is really a simple game. Rush theirs, protect yours. And he's talking about those guys throwing the football. In this situation, the rush one, hitting the quarterback and forcing him into an incompletion.
And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down.
We're talking about how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. Wilson able to put this one through. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
Escaping a tackler at the 25.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll.
To the air goes Daniels.
Got a man right side. It's McCaffrey. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 10-3 our score after one here on EA Sports.
Second quarter now from our nation's capital, and it's Washington in possession of the football
as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
From the shotgun, it's Daniels. There's a short one pulled in by Simmett.
So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it's 2nd down.
To throw is Daniels.
And the Raiders have got him. Max Crosby. He continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year.
Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
So here's a 3rd and 14. Here's Daniels.
On the screen, this is Eckler. And they will get this across midfield, but still well short of the first as he's dropped at the 46. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down. Now the former Oklahoma Sooner Tress Way on to punt the football. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line.
Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. And they are right at the 500 mark on the year and got there with a victory a week ago.
And I think right now I put myself in the shoes of the head coach and say, all right, time to reset a little bit. And I don't give my team a win one for the Gipper speech, but I do say, look, we haven't played our best football yet, but we are at 500 and we're still in it. Let's try and string a few of these victories together, and we're capable of doing so.
2nd down and 3.
In motion, the tight end. Off of play action. Here's Smith. He's got him in. Complete. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. 36 yards on the play.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. And they'll send the tight end in motion. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
From the 43, here's a 2nd and 8.
Now a play fake, and it's Smith.
Short throw caught by Bowers.
And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry.
And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25.
That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a 1st down as well. Now here's a whistle as flags come in. And we'll check out the call.
False start, offense.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
The false start backs him up 5. 1st and 15. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. That's a gain of 11. Would have been a first down if not for that penalty moments ago.
2nd down and 4.
Geno now to throw.
That's into the hands of his tight end Bowers. And the Raiders are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle made at the 10-yard line.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. Fights through him. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. Trying to find some space to turn upfield, but this defense having none of it.
Holding offense.
A crucial penalty there as the hold backs him up for another 2nd and goal. A shotgun snap for Smith. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. To throw is Smith. Dancing to his left. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. Able to find a seam for 14 yards, but still now facing a 4th down after the scramble.
And defensively, they had an extra defensive back on the field, their nickel package, and it made a difference. All the receivers were blanketed, so he tried to run for it, but he came up just a bit short.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping.
Infraction. Defense.
And he got a little aggressive too early.
And he did, wanting that quick takeoff as the ball was snapped, but I think sometimes those big guys on offense, they're pretty cagey too, right? They make those little sudden moves or those little subtle moves that get you to jump.
The kick by Carlson is good.
So 3 points on the board, as easy a field goal as you're going to get, but I can see you shaking your head.
I love that peripheral vision of yours, partner, because to me, if it's the 4th quarter and you're up 6, I get it. But now, even if you run and don't get in, you're still setting them up to go a long field, 98, 99-yard drive. How do you look at your defense and not give them that opportunity?
And he takes this near the 25, just a little pass there, call it the 26.
A look at Washington as they come onto the field. They're in a 13-3 hole here now as they come up on 1st down. They begin the drive with Robinson. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make 2nd down pretty tough.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
2nd and 15. Open man is Samuel, complete. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12. Operating from the gun, Daniels. Being chased out left. And he nearly got the first himself, but it appears he's going to be about a yard or two short. A solid run of 11 there as he tucked it and ran, but he's still short of the marker at its 4th.
That was a good effort there, trying to do it on his own, but as a defender, you're in a tough spot because you have coverage responsibilities behind you, and if you take off too quick to try and get him down, he might loft it over your head.
So better to track with your man defensively than try to go up and make a stop on the quarterback.
Exactly right. What you're hoping is that your guys in the front 7 can get him down.
A 40-yard punt, no return, and the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's over 40 yards here in the 2nd quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals.
51 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here.
Neutral zone infraction, defense.
And that'll be a free 5 yards for the offense.
Just like a tennis match, that's just an unforced error. Stay alert, don't jump early, and give them free yardage.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
From the 37, they work on 2nd and 6.
Here's Smith. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts,
as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Now a tough spot for Geno Smith and company after the sack. It's 3rd and long.
and here's a handoff out of the gun,
and he'll be brought down right at the 30 here.
The Commanders going to use the second of their timeouts
as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. Fielded just inside the 20. And call that an even 50 yards on the punt with 7 on the return.
And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10.
Throwing to start the drive. Daniels. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those 2 elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
Daniels from the gun on 3rd down. He's got his target. That's complete.
Touchdown, Washington. Terry McLaurin, 66 yards.
And the Commanders get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Gonzalez good on the extra point, and the lead down to 3 at 13-10. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Throwing now is Geno. And he comes back with one complete. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. Smith.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a 1st down.
Normally on 3rd down and short yardage, you're thinking to throw to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, And a nice dart picks up the first down and then some.
From the 50, it's Smith. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head toward halftime. To the air again, Smith. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. Now the Raiders going to burn their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. 3rd and 15 here after the first and second down plays went in the wrong direction.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout.
And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward.
On 4th down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt.
And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he's going to lose yardage, not that it matters, as the final seconds tick away. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Raiders out in front. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach!
This one's been as good as advertised. Just a field goal separating these two teams. This was a very level first half, and I'd expect to see more of the same after the break.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point.
Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. The Commanders' offense and Terry McLaurin headed back onto the field. And you see the numbers for him into this third quarter. They just pop off the screen. He has been open throughout. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll.
And they're on the short end of the scoreboard here. Charles, what adjustments, if any, do you think they need to make for the second half?
Well, paraphrasing the gold medal hockey winning coach Herb Brooks, I just say you continue to play your game. Throw the ball. They had success doing it in the first half, so make sure you keep getting the ball to your playmakers, a little bit more to the perimeter perhaps, but above all, play your game.
And this time he's able to take it down to the 42.
Now that was an excellent run, and when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
Here's 3rd and 3. From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. So here are the Raiders now to take over. Last week they defeated the Broncos, and they've got the lead here as well as they work with a 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line.
67 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
A good run there off right tackle in an old school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009, 2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
A little eager there coming in from his outside linebacker position.
You think the hard count got him there? And
Yes.
maybe that extra that extra emphasis on it got him to jump, and they picked up 5 yards.
So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Hands it off out of the gun.
And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And they needed 2. They could only get 1. 4th down.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Here's A.J. Cole now as he's on to punt for Vegas. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback.
Washington ready to try again on offense.
And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive.
They run the option on 2nd down.
Oh, some strong running. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 14 yards that time, and a 1st down on the keeper.
It looked like almost a miscommunication defensively, because once he decided to keep it, he had pretty smooth sailing.
Yeah, it became a question of, wait a minute, who's got the quarterback? And when you talk about miscommunication, it's supposed to be called assignment football on the defensive side of the ball, but the assignment gets mixed up. That's the end result.
10 more there and another 1st down.
Veteran running back like him, we've seen a lot of those chunk carries in his career.
And that's why you don't just look at his birth certificate and decide when a guy is done, right? Because you know as well as I do, in this league, as soon as you hit 30.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Tyree Wilson able to get him for a loss of about 3.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last under pressure, and they got to him again.
Max Crosby able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
He's the NFL sack leader coming into the game, and now that's 2 more that he's added to his total.
He wants some separation from spot 1 and 2 in that sack category. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
To the right side and intercepted. Picked off by Eric Stokes.
And he is not quite going to make it all the way in. They'll mark him down right about the 1-yard line. Well, CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Now the Raiders offense, they get set to head back on the field.
And really, you can't have a better situation than this. 1st and goal at the 1.
They'll try to run this one in. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. A great effort there.
His 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Raiders are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Sometimes offenses can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Here we go on the next drive for Washington. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 13 yards there and a Washington first.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
There's a short one pulled in by Simmett.
And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. This is swung out to Eckler.
And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Now Daniels. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to have a Commanders first down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4. Straight ahead, it's Robinson.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Here's a handoff out of the gun. And some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone. 15 yards the pickup, first down Washington.
But they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone.
False start, offense.
A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Throwing now is Daniels.
Flush to his right. And he will be taken down, but a big pickup there on what's going to be the final play of the third quarter. It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Back now at Commanders Field. It's the Commanders in possession of the football, but they trail as we start this fourth quarter.
This is caught. Touchdown.
Deebo Samuel from 4 yards out. And the Commanders have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a one-score game here in the fourth.
And that's what these guys have done all game long because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now, we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Raiders offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And it's hard to believe you could run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, it's all been on display throughout. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They'll start on the ground here on first down. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. Here's a 2nd and 9 now from the 29.
Play action. It's Smith.
That's Mayer, the tight end.
Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Now Smith.
And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's 4th down.
Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
The Commanders' offense and Jaden Daniels getting set for this next possession.
So a change of possession here on the punt.
And the Commanders will take over, but backed up deep in their own territory. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down.
From the 23, here's 2nd and 2.
And this one will go to the 28-yard line. Give him 4 yards as he does it himself, and it's a 1st down.
He's going to keep this again.
And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
Here now, 2nd and 4.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against?
A bit of a jump there, CD. He breaks the line, and that'll be 5 yards.
And you've got to stay more disciplined than that, Brandon. That's just a free gift to the offense.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10.
From the gun, he'll hand this off.
And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
From the 41, here's a 2nd and 8. They go play action. Daniels.
Stiff-armed him.
And he was able to shed 1 tackle but could not get away from there.
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And now it's 3rd and 3.
Off the play fake. Daniels. Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 36. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there, not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10.
54 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
This has been a good drive so far, and it's been the running game for the most part that's powered them down there. Another nice burst there, picking up a 1st down. Now it's 1st and 10, as you said, in the red zone.
That's caught left side by Sinnott.
And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds.
This 2nd and 4. Daniels looking to throw.
Buying time to his left. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2.
Kudos for the defense from me on that one because they were prepared the whole way for him to try to escape and hit them for more yardage running it. I like the way they stayed zeroed in on him and kept him contained when he pulled the ball down. I think he was fortunate to get what he did on that run.
He's going to be a yard short. Needed 2, but only got 1. 4th down.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
A big one coming now for the kicker, Zane Gonzalez. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. Gonzalez's kick is good. And in the 4th quarter, this game is tied. They took it all the way to the 1, but in the end, opt for 3.
Just doesn't sound right, does it? If you got all the way down to the 1-yard line, isn't that supposed to be a play in the end zone that culminates in a touchdown for your team?
And per usual, it felt like the guys on the sideline wanted to go ahead and go for it.
Of course they did, but of course head coach, it defers back to him, and he made the decision. Let's get 3 out of this, make sure we get some points.
The Raider offense now making their way toward the huddle. And we essentially have a brand-new ball game. After that last field goal has tied us all up, we brace for what should be an exciting rest of this 4th quarter.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Here's Smith.
He'll get the tight end Bowers involved there.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
This is 3rd and 2. Maybe the biggest play in this football game. Hands it off out of the gun.
And he's got the 1st down as he's up to the 45-yard line. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
Well, sometimes, Brandon, there's just not a secret to how things get done. He's been running well all game long, and they continue to rely on him in this key situation.
They told us they were going to rely on him. They have. He comes through there, a big 3rd down conversion. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
That would have been a nice one to hit on in a tie game. You start to think that one big play, maybe the next big play, could turn out to be the game winner. They took the big shot, but it winds up incomplete.
And only a couple there as he'll take this up to the 47. Well, this crowd making it hard to hear. This is 3rd and 8.
Now Gino. Escaping the pressure right.
And he is going to have the 1st down, and that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning. Getting down to the good stuff, all tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports.
Now they set up the screen. That's complete.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
2nd and 6 coming up. Smith to throw.
And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
And the crowd a major factor now. Here's 3rd down.
One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry.
And Washington now going to use the 1st of their 3 timeouts.
As they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. Now Washington going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Here comes 2nd down at 5. And they'll run on the inside handoff.
They'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark it down at the 9. Probably had 60,000 thinking pass right there, including us in the booth.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That was a big call, big guts on that one. And guess what? That run, it'll pay dividends.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal.
Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout
as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere.
This crowd doing all they can. Here's 3rd and goal. And here's a handoff out of the gun. And he'll be well short of a first down as he stopped again right at the line of scrimmage.
Such a long drive here. 3 points. That would be a disappointment, but I don't know if you can go for it here, can you?
Well, you know, the defense was really giving them a lot all the way downfield, and now they've stiffened. Forget that bend, don't break. Now they don't even want to let them get a yard, do they? So in this spot, you remember what the coaches told us before the ball game? Any drive that ends with a kick is going to be okay with us, whether it's a punt, a field goal, or an extra point. Take the field goal right here.
And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we sign off from Landover.